Actually,
Cleopatra. I like Cleopatra. Such
so
a strong.
amazing. Uh, and again, whether it is love or hate or anger, see, angry or revenge, name anything, whatever people do. Otherwise, song, if music be the food of love, sing more. Like this, no. Whether it is music or art, craft, and again, war, um, anything, and language especially, the longest words, and again, the shortest sentences, beautifully, yes, no, pen down everything, whether it is for vocabulary, otherwise grammar, otherwise let's say even for phonetics, otherwise theatrics, even for let's say soft skills, hard skills, and for even for just to kill the time, for reading, and even improving one's pronunciation, for anything and everything, this Shakespearean plays could be augmented.
He is the only one who come down for the common people, sir.
Yes. And
Yeah.
again, whether it is for language teaching or
First
literature
person.
teaching or philosophical teaching, even for spirituality or otherwise something like sales skills, people skills, soft skills, you name any skill, and everything can be taught, ranging from listening skills and listening, speaking, reading, writing, everything. And who else can be the best writer other than Shakespeare? Let's say for whether it is for teaching, for research to the post doc, PhD level, or even from this basic, let's say, uh, even for the LKG, UKG level, we have so many poems like this, and became very, very simple language too, the best of the best language. That's high language with high flavor. Everything is there. It is a bundle of uh, everything, I should say. Whether it is satire
Good
or
afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, Bhubaneswari, Madam, Malti, Madam, including everyone of Velta family.
good afternoon, Allergy.
Yes,
Dhanyawad.
sir. I
Good
was
afternoon, sir.
actually, yes, madam. Actually, due to technical glitch, I was compelled to leave this group. I
That's
am
okay.
active today. I am active today. Okay, from the beginning, I am active. Actually, sir, Shakespeare is the greatest dramatist of all time. When you talk about English literature, particularly English literature, and wonderful topic selected by a very renowned scholar named Bhubaneswari Madam, Dr.
Correct, correct.
Bhubaneswari Madam.
He said.
And when we dive deep into the plays of William Shakespeare, we may find out that he has inculcated both joys and sorrows in his dramatic works. Both, because he had identified his joys and sorrows with the common people of the world, and he executed each and every opportunity to blend his plays with humors and tragic situations. Definitely, sir. And his plays are also intended to make the readers enhance their vocabularies, their knowledge of the world.
Well said, Ji.
All the world, the entire world is a stage, and different stages in our lives, different stages, childhood, adolescent period, old period. So anyhow, we are the puppets in God's hand.
Of course, all the
We are the puppets. He is the omnipresent, omniscient, omnipotent. So we have to execute our karmas irrespective of its fruition in future. We have to do, we are the subjects, and our motto should be to work hard for the betterment of self and society.
Well said.
The
Well said.
downtrodden masses of the society, the needy, the poor, the orphan, no problem at all, sir. So,
Sir, sir, join, sir.
good afternoon, Wali madam.
Good afternoon, sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, Arish, sir.
Well, good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon, Dr. Harish, sir. You are
Good
most
afternoon.
welcome.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, Harish sir.
Well, good afternoon, madam.
Nice Sundays, and you are like synonymous of
Yes, both Sunday and Dr. Harish, sir, both of them have become synonymous to each other. As
yeah.
adjective, we can attribute even Sunday as an adjective attribution to
Yeah.
Dr. Harish, sir.
I like it.
Sunday, if there is a Sunday, there is a presentation by Dr. Harish, sir. How interesting it is.
Very nice. So that is how. So I would like to register my heartfelt and sincere thanks to all of you, as well as I would like to extend a hearty welcome to our Dr. Harish Chandra sir of Amrita University. Yeah, very well seasoned academician and as well as a researcher, both institutional as well as industry exposure, and worked with IITs and NITs, and again all the other lead. He has very good networking capability, and again he has a very excellent networking capability, as well as he has been associated with various research forum, and very renowned uh, scholar, and again academician for excellence, and again very good research background he has. Then it is our honor and proud privilege to extend a hearty welcome once again to you, sir. And again, the floor is yours. And without taking
Well,
of the time, I am just
And now,
asking.
sir, I have to mute my audio to let Dr. Harish, sir, unmute his audios. Most welcome, sir.
thanks a lot, sir.
The SAR is going to speak on write, publish, and patent. So this is something like a very interesting topic today, and I hand over the session to Professor Dr. Harishchandra sir. Thank you, sir. Over to you, sir.
Okay, fine. Thanks a lot. Okay. Uh, Before starting my topic, just to have a warm up, no, I used to ask a few questions to everyone,
Please,
and
sir.
today also I'll be asking a few questions because when it comes to writing part, there are two aspects. One is science writing, and one more is scientific writing. Can anyone differentiate these terms? Science writing and scientific writing? Are they the same or different? Let me see some responses and then I'll go ahead. If you have any problem in answering through the voice, you can use the chat box. You can type one for science writing and scientific writing are the same, or you can type two for difference. Let me see some response and then I'll go ahead. Okay, fine. Anyways, I'll tell you the difference. When it comes to the normal science writing, you can write the general facts, which has been proved years back, or even now that is the need. There is nothing wrong in doing a basic science writing. But unfortunately, the basic science writing will fit only in magazines. It will not fit in the review also for the journal. Some mini reviews you can have some science writing if the editor accepts it. But if it comes to a major review, it has to be a scientific writing. That is recent references within the past 5 years, and no need to quote the journal reference itself, and no need to quote your own published works. So those are all the aspects you have. in additional with respect to scientific writings, apart from the basic science. And one more aspect is there that is called as technical writing. The term technical writing is done by most of the people who are in pharma industry or in the IT industry. Because in pharma and IT industry, what happens is they don't need to have a specific format in writing, but they need to be very specific in the technical terms. So, in the technical writing, mostly you will have a good number of technical points with not so much specificity on format. But when it comes to journal, you have so much specificity with respect to the format. And the best example for technical writing is like whichever software any industry develops, like Microsoft or Sun Microsystem, you can see the hint of the software, like how far and how come the software can be used, like what are all the technical compatibility we need to have in the system to make the software work. So there will be some key points with lot of technicalities without much into format. And then when it comes to the pharma industry also, once the drug has passed all the three phases of clinical trials, you have a technical writing, like what were the results of those three trials and how it has passed, and what is the dosage that is required to be given, and what is the temperature you need to maintain for that particular drug to be effective. So those kind of writings will be there. That is a part of the industry's ISO policy in most of the pharma companies. Okay, so after understanding the basics of science writing, scientific writing, and technical writing, next what we need to go for is publishing a paper in a journal or a conference proceeding or a book chapter. Um, okay, can I get some response from audience, like to which you want to submit a paper? You want to submit it to a book chapter or a journal or a conference proceeding?
Journal paper, sir.
Journal, fine, yes. Everyone is highly interested in journals only. So, to submit a paper in a journal, you can have various forms. In journal also, there is an option called as opinion. In opinion paper, you don't need to have a reference also. You can tell your opinion with respect to a new area, or it can be done in the other way also. So those opinion papers, the basic formatting is enough. And then there is a paper called as short communication. In short communication, even if you have a minimum of 2 to 3 references, that is enough. And even maximum of 3 pages can also be enough. Only thing is you will show some level of novelty in the result that is different from others. And then there is one more option called as metadata. Metadata is just an additional data with respect to the existing research area which is going on, and you can publish that particular data alone. For that also, the basic formatting is enough. No need to follow the entire format. And then it comes to the mini review. As I have discussed in the earlier sessions also, with respect to mini review, even if you have 25 references, that is sufficient. And the area should be relatively novel, that is within 5 years. And then the major review, that is an area which is studied by others also extensively for the 5 years, and minimum 100 references should be there for writing a major review article. And it is better not to quote your own paper as a reference or the particular journal which you are applying, no? Because nowadays many editorial policies, for example Elsevier, have removed journals quoting their own papers. So only most of the journals, they have a message now: don't quote our own papers, you can quote others. But if you have a lot of references in their own, you can have a special permission and do it. But it's better not to quote their own. Okay. And then with respect to a review article, there are two ways of doing it. One is you can compile all the studies done by others and write a review. And the next aspect is in which most of the review papers undergo the peer review process very easily and get appreciation from editors as well as the peer reviewers are like what will be the future direction of that particular research based on the existing studies. If you are in a position to write it very clearly, then your paper will not be rejected. As Somya sir was also discussing in the previous sessions, like the review papers are getting more citations compared to the research article because you are covering more areas in the review paper compared to your research article. And then writing a research paper. That is the experiments which you have done in your lab. If you feel that you have done only limited number of experiments, it's better to go for a short communication initially. And once you do more experiments, you can quote the short communication and then extend your results part and you can go ahead for the research article. Till now, any doubts with respect to opinion article to research article? Okay, fine. The next concept which I'm going to discuss is on patents. Like most of the industries are keen in getting a patent because unless and until they get a patent, they cannot sell the product of their interest to everyone. So for that reason, industries will get more patents. But even academicians can get, but academicians need to transfer the patent to some industry for getting a mass production. So, as I've discussed in the earlier classes also, patent can be of two type. It can be either a process patent, that is, the same compound can be synthesized by a different process. If others have not patented it, you can very well go for it. Or else the product patent. If you have received a product by doing some phytochemical analysis, and then if you modify certain formulas in the product, you can get another product. That is also possible and can be patented. And apart from this process and product, even designs can be patented. Even your drawings, no, there are certain softwares which can detect a lot of additional patterns within the drawing which you have made. Those patterns can be patented as a design patent. And your general drawing and other things can be copyrighted. Likewise, in most of the publications also you have the copyright symbol, right? That is the manuscript which you write will be copyrighted to the publisher. In one of my case also, the book chapter I have published in IGI Global belong to their copyright, and they have transferred the paper to the data science book also because it covers more than 70 to 80% of the work which we combinedly do. Since he owns the copyright for 5 years, he can do that. Obviously, I get more citation. I don't have any problem in he doing it, but that is the way it is. It can be done, but when we try to do it, will be a problem. But he can transfer it. So the chapter which I have written is getting indexed in both data science as well as the biomedical science. And then you have yes, please.
Dr. Hari sir, is there
Yes,
any
please.
provision for websites?
Hmm.
For new website, any patent is required to retain the website?
Uh-huh. Actually, sir, when you develop a new website, sir, it is understood that that website will be automatically covered under Copyright Act, sir.
Okay.
Sir, actually, website in the sense, are you going to buy your own domain for a website or you are going to use others' domain to create a website?
No, my own domain.
Yeah, your own domain. Obviously, there are only 4 or 5 domain providers, no, sir, like GoDaddy.com. Only 5 are there now in India, key domain providers.
Okay, sir. Okay.
So, in that case, your copyright will be covered under their governance actually. You don't need to worry about it in case of websites. They will do it. Because the domain you are going to get is already a copyrighted material.
And in case of others domains, what would be the provision in this regard?
In this regard, you don't need to worry about anything. Whether you are getting your own domain from GoDaddy.com or if you are using the codomain of Google or Microsoft, it will be their copyright actually. They only need to worry whether you are using it properly and all. If some mistake happens, it will be they are only responsible, not you.
Okay.
Because that is the risk they need to take when they want to supply domain to the entire country.
Okay, sir. Okay.
A part of you have something called as Internet Security and Digital Security Act, no sir, recently Cyber Related Activity Act. It's a part of it. Cyber related activities. If you misuse it, they will have more problem actually than you.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. I have understood. Okay, please continue your
Okay.
on the topic, sir. Okay.
Yes. And then you can have a concept called as trademark. Like if you can see Coca-Cola or some related companies, they'll have a small symbol down next to the copyright as a trademark. Like Volkswagen, they have a trademark, and Coca-Cola, they have an. Every company has their own trademark, and when it comes to coverage of patent, they can have multiple coverages. A single patent application will cover copyright, trademark, as well as the process and the product patent. And with respect to Indian patent, the initial value of the patent is 10 years, and then it can be extended to a maximum of 20 years. So more than 20 years, you cannot withhold any patent. But based on this patent, some minor formula modifications you can do, and you can get a new patent. And if you're going to start a company, if you're going to manufacture some basic products like pen or pencil, you don't need to worry about patents because already it has been in the market for many years. But if you are going to sell a particular different formula for a cool drink, then you need to worry whether someone has already have the formula for that cool drink and what modifications you have done. So that is the thing you need to consider when you start your own company. And obviously, like all these things will be taken care seriously by the policy governance. That is, the people who are involved in management and related activities, no, who will be senior directors of the company. They will take care of all these things. And I think ISO 9001 is the recent standard which company follows. Okay, I have covered the basics and any doubts from the audience or any queries, I'll be happy to answer till now. Whatever topics I have covered.
Respected R.S. Kiran sir is also active to this Velta platform. I think he has any query regarding patent or publication. Sir, my humble.
Yes. Alok ji, बोलिए.
Good afternoon,
I'm
sir.
listening keenly.
So if you have any query,
बोलिए sir. Actually, Harish sir. Hello.
Yes.
Hello, sir. Harish sir.
Yes.
Harish sir.
Yes, I'm hearing you.
Hello. Sir.
Yes.
Actually,
Yes, I'm hearing
Python belongs to. Yes, sir. This Python is a copyright of Google, no?
Yes, sir. Google Colab.
Python is a copyright of Facebook, I think.
Google,
Python.
yeah, Google Colab actually, not the entire.
Google Colab. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Google
Because
Colab, no?
Google, yeah, Google and Google Colab have separate patents actually. Yeah.
Okay. But this Python belongs to Facebook, no, sir?
No, no, no. Because in Facebook, what they have done is only a data additional engine like that they have designed.
Okay.
It can use other Octave kind of languages also. But Google Colab is completely on Python, and they were the one to make it as a copyright first.
Okay.
Because Facebook they use multiple languages.
Yes, sir. In fact, Facebook has got translation facility also. No, any country person can see that and read that in any language.
Yes. Initially, Facebook was the one to have that multiple translation. Then Google modified the algorithm and he started it. And similarly, Zoho, they have also modified all Microsoft applications algorithm, and they have separate. They have something on their own now, Zoho. And Zoho is a company which is working extensively on data science now.
Zoho, of course, is a big company, no, sir?
Yeah, I recently started company only, but lot of results they have achieved. It's only a 30 membership.
Eco, there is an eco in voice, sir.
No, that is not ePort, sir. That is Zoho, ZOHO.
No, resounding, eco in voice.
Echo. Okay. Yes. Yeah, yes.
And with respect to publications, I can tell you one more shortcut also. There are certain pre-printing press like Bioxy reviews, as well as BioPress, and even the preprints from ResearchGate. They are also good tools to have a startup write-up. And then if you just publish a preprint, right, you will get lot of suggestions all over the world to modify your paper to the journal format. And if you do the modifications, you can submit to a very good impact factor based journals, because already the world knows that you have something to tell to the world. And similarly, for language also, we have a lot of pre-printing press options. Even Wiley accept the preprints of Springer separately now.
Hello.
Yes.
Dr. Hari sir, you are audible to us, audible to me.
Thank you, sir. Any questions?
Your presentations have been so wonderful,
Thank
respected
you.
sir. We are birdless in this regard. You take
Okay.
each and every opportunity to answer back to the members of Velta family. So we have less number of queries.
Yeah, I do understand. Yes, yes, yes. I do understand. Thank you.
There, I think meanwhile there became what I can say a technical glitch. I think, but you are audible to us.
Yes, yes, yes. In
Everyone
between.
is listening to you, sir. No problem at
Okay.
all.
Okay, okay, okay. Thank you.
Sir, you have got an expertise in patents and publications, sir. You always please take immense pride in yourself, sir, because you have done so much work on this particular area, both
Yeah, yeah.
patents and publications, sir. It is not an easy task to go for back-to-back presentations on the same area, sir. It requires a lot of motivations and
Yeah, that's what. What I'm doing is I'm doing some slight modifications in each and every presentation so that it should not look like a repeat.
informative, innovative, constructive, so many adjectives
Thanks a
in
lot.
your presentations, sir.
Yeah, yeah. Thanks a lot. Since I am not a language person,
Respected
I
Vice
can't
President
use much
Yasser
adjectives.
Khan, respected Dr. Malti Madam, she appreciates you
Yeah.
a lot.
Thanks a lot because getting appreciation from elders are really good.
The slide is visible to us, sir. Yes. Okay, in a chain.
In most of the science related article, we have a problem of image processing actually, because the images are taken directly from X-ray diffraction or nuclear magnetic resonance. It will be of very high resolution, but for paper you require a little less resolution only. So image processing tools are of very good use, especially people who work on medical science as well as some basic.
Okay, sir.
Actually, in literature or management studies, you used any image processing tools for reducing the resolution of high dimensional images to low dimension or something like that? I think people who work on neuro-linguistic programming, they do a little bit of biology part also to get that signal-based imaging.
You're right, sir. You're right.
Yes, sir.
Sir, even sir, nowadays we
So
have
we don't
different
have any
biometric
expertise in this area, but I am
so
100% sure,
so
sir. Neurolinguistic.
Wh-
Yes.
wh-
Actually, sir, you also have some signaling,
Not
no,
only
sir?
that, sir,
In
even we have different biometric systems.
yes, yes, biometric system, no, that analysis. Yeah, you need to have some high-end images. Biometric is basically infrared image, no, sir?
Yes, sir. They are also
Yeah.
yes,
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 yes.
of course.
Basically, it's an infrared signaling
Yes,
based
infrared image, and
mechanism.
nowadays we have something like if you put the palm, automatically we get the attendance done.
Yes, yes, yes.
No, no. Now we have iris capturing also. Automatically,
Yes,
the
yes.
machine itself captures the iris image
Yes,
of the
yes.
eye, and it says whether we are in or not automatically. So
Yes, yes,
because
yes.
of the COVID and all these things, so new systems have automatically come up nowadays.
Yes, yes.
Even if we
Iris,
show the palm also from
yeah.
a far off distance, at least 1 feet distance from the biometric system. Yes, and then
Yeah.
automatically the attendance is put in. It is
Yeah,
getting
iris
punched in automatically.
machinery
We need not have to
has
put our
taken.
hands or fingers
Yeah.
on the device itself.
True, true. That is true. That is true. Because those things were there initially on airport
Yes, sir.
only, but now it is there everywhere. And even in houses also,
Yes.
they've installed many cameras now nowadays. Not only in shops, even houses
Airport
also
and
you have
defense
some.
system in defense organizations, that kind of thing like that.
Yes, yes,
Yes, yes.
definitely.
Absolutely, absolutely, sir. No. Even in the offices also. In our office, they have changed the fingerprint biometric machine to iris-based one. So we need not have to put the fingerprint on the machine. We have to just stand in front of the machine, and automatically that says whether we are in or not. That is happening now. Lots of changes are coming up, sir. Post-COVID,
Yeah,
these
absolutely.
things. Yes, sir.
Yes. So in one case, what the COVID has made us think, and lot of innovations have come.
There's reshuffling everywhere in every office. A lot of innovations, and people are they are like growing the rose plants on the rocks nowadays.
Yes,
It's like
true.
that technology. We are
Absolutely.
having that kind of technology now, which was thought
Yeah,
to
yes.
be impossible earlier. Now those things have been made possible.
Yes, yes. Because before transgenics were only on paper, but now Chinese people have produced the transgenic wheat which are resistant to fungus. Yesterday it came in papers.
Yes, sir. Absolutely correct. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Chinese are going very advanced actually. When we think about X, they are thinking about X cube and X power 5.
Well said, sir.
This is really high-end technology, sir. From where they are getting the technology is completely unknown. But we still have Indian people who are who can even think much better than Chinese. But they are not given the preference and the chance. Actually,
Yeah, that is true. That
there
is
are
true.
still some people.
Yes, yes. Why? Because in
But the
GDP,
opportunity
R&D is not given much preference. That is the thing. GDP of the country should give more
That's why these
preference to
people are
R&D.
moving out. Yes, sir. And NEP should be implemented immediately, sir, with immediate effect also. But that's
Yes,
not
yes. NLP will be implemented
If you
soon
look at some
because
of the columns
things
also
are going on that only. Even in last week Parliament, they told it will be implemented very soon.
Sir, sorry
Yes.
for any sort of inconvenience. There is one particular issue, and it has got relevance in the present scenario. Launching of 5G in India and launching of 8G in America. And what is the scenario in both Japan and India? Flights have been postponed from taking what I can say means flights have been banned directly from India to America. I was active on YouTube, and eventually I did struck to a news that like Air India, so the company has postponed its flights to America. So because launching of 8G in some of the states of United States of America. So what is your own view in this regard, sir?
No, the problem is you can have even 50G or 100G also, but you should have proper reservoirs and controls for all the extensions which you are having. And you need to have some eco-friendly materials also.
Birds are being disappeared, sir. Extinction of rare species
No,
now.
no, no.
There
No,
is a
I'll tell you one thing.
tower.
Because The
adjacent to
problem,
my
yeah, yeah,
residence, sir, so you can understand the situation. I am
yes, yes,
unable
yes.
to observe. I am unable to watch some rare birds, sir, in my locality because of 4G tower. So
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can understand the deplorable situation, not eco-friendly. Ecocide. It
No,
is
no, no.
appreciation of ecocide, right?
No, what I'm telling is
Okay.
the technology has to be with the sensor. You're
Okay.
getting it. Suppose when bird comes very near, no, that there has to be a proper sensor actually. Some signal to inform bird to move away. Something like that. Those kind of things are not properly implemented. That is the thing. Because only increasing the magnitude and frequency will not improve. You need to have some additional compatible materials also,
And
which
it
acts
is
as a
also
sensor.
expected that, no, sir, means
Hmm.
the what I can say, these mobiles equipped with 5G or 8G, the same is inimical to what I can say, birds, means na, they have negative impact on their brain systems, brain
No, no,
activity.
no. The negative impact is because they don't have a proper sensor in the towers.
Okay. So what is
And
the
there is no additional signals to make the move bird move away.
so what is the main utility of having a sensor in a mobile tower, sir? I am not a technical
No, no,
technocrat.
no. No, the concept is simple. You know, no need to be completely technical here. What you need is you need to have some compatible materials. So people from metallurgy and material science, no, they need to contribute a lot in designing the tower.
Okay.
Because material science people are so important actually, not only the electronic engineers.
Okay.
So they can have some proper compatible material to send signals to birds so that they can move away.
Okay. Okay.
Like that, the standard has to be increased actually. The environmental and social relevant standards, no, should needs to be increased, and a proper investigation should go on every 3 months.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
What we can call it as a control based system. It needs to have a positive control as well as a negative control.
Okay. Dr. Harish, sir, is there any provision for means what I can say? Am I audible to you?
Yes, you are audible.
Okay. Is there also a special provision for getting a patent for a spectrum?
No, you are talking about 2G and 3G spectrum, no?
The spectrum. Okay. Yes.
Actually, a spectrum itself will not be covered in a single patent because a spectrum is a combination of four technical equipments actually to make a spectrum. One will be the receiver, one will be the antenna, and one will be the connector. So for each component, you have separate patents. But if you consider the whole setup as a spectrum, as a tower, what people generally do is they get it for lease actually for 5 years or 10 years by paying a lot of amount actually. The lease amount is very, very high actually. So they'll have that property with them for a maximum of 10 years. Like that it works in case of spectrum. That is what to say, high level of industrial dealing actually. Only industry with turnover of more than 50 crores can go for a spectrum, or else it's very, very tough.
Okay, sir. Okay.
And then the experimental organism they've used, the cell culture studies they have done, then the sequencing. As I've told you earlier about the metadata and the additional data, you have a section called as appendix. In that, you can have all supplements actually. You can download those appendix separately. As you can see, like the models they have used in the cell culture and the sequence which they have used and the assay which they have done in the experiment, all these things are the additional appendix data. The experiment they have used in the nuclear magnetic resonance and the structural analysis for various compounds and for various figures and some additional references related to the appendix also. And the next thing I'm going to discuss is like if you have a special issue or if you're going to plan, how you need to select reviewers and what are all the points to be considered. It's a Nature paper which was released last week. Because when it comes to DNA, the mitochondrial DNA is also important. Apart from the normal DNA, that can act as a biomarker. Okay, I've discussed the points related to patent publication and how to write and what are all things to be considered in getting a peer review. And when you start your own session, okay, fine. I'm receiving the comment from Madam actually. Both audio and video,
Yes,
you have
yes,
it.
sir. We could either see the screen or get your audio. And because the
So,
subject is, we are
oh,
not very compatible with the theme.
yeah, yeah, I don't understand. I don't understand. Yes.
Yeah.
I understand because, as I have told you, I'm getting directly from the journal portal actually, not in my PPT. So what happens is the image it takes a lot of time to load,
Yeah, yeah.
but the text it loads faster. Images it's very very tough actually
Yes, yes, yes.
because image editing is the area which people take a lot of time compared to the text. Okay, so to show you in reality, I have taken it directly from the portal instead of my PPT. Okay then. Okay, so I think I have covered the basic points with respect to writing a paper and the process involved in peer review and publishing patent for the novelty of the experiment with respect to a novel process or a product. And I told you the points to be considered in the process of peer review. And suppose if you start a special issue, like what are all things to be considered, those things also I've discussed. So any doubts, please you can ask me, or else you can type in the chat box. Okay, fine. Okay, even Hema Malini ma'am also have this issue, no? Once the screen is moving, my voice is not audible, or once my voice, okay. I'll try to correct the technical glitch next. Okay, any more doubts from anyone? Well, as I discussed earlier, no need to worry about 2022 or 2023. When the time when you are published, at that time in that particular list, whether it is there, it will be there and it has to be accepted by the IQAS. No need to worry about it. Once it is already published and in the time of publication, if it is there, it has to be accepted and it will be accepted. In many places, they have the problem actually because you need to see when the work is published, the list corresponding to that time only, not when the work is published in 2000, the list in 2022. And even in the Scopus database, no, after some time, suppose journal is not there in Scopus, they will not remove it, they'll keep it. Even in ORCID also, it will be reflected. Well, with respect to minor projects, you can look into Tamil Nadu Science and Technology Council. And in all India level, you need to look at DST now. In those areas, proposals are open and you can submit. I think till the end of March you have time.
Thank you very much, sir. It was really an amazing thing to listening to you about
Well, thanks a lot, sir.
writing for research and again publication and the patent. and again about this opinion paper, short communication, metadata, mini review, and major review article. All these are all very, really, very, very insightful, wonderful listening to you always, sir. And dear participants, anybody would like to ask anything, the floor is open, and you can discuss with our Professor Harishchandra sir. And anybody would like to say anything, you're most welcome. I have posted this feedback link in the chat box. Kindly make use of it and kindly acknowledge. And the floor is open for discussion. There are no observations, and I would like to take this opportunity to thank all the elite and learned colleagues, especially Malti Sharma ji, the Vice President of Ultra Forum, of course, Speaker Rajasthan, and again our Valli Madam, Vice President of Ultra Forum, and R.S. Kiran sir, um, and again Chandrasekhar sir, and again today's presenters, especially the first one, Chandrasekhar sir of Eluru, and again the second presenter, Chandrasekhar sir from Vijayawada, and the third presenter, our Srilata madam from this again Vijayawada, and then again the fourth presenter, Bhuvneshwari madam from Chennai, and the fifth presenter, were Dr. Harishchandra sir. For all these presenters made this day a remarkable and memorable one. And thank you all for gracing this occasion and making this day a wonderful learning day. Thank you so much, and our sincere regards and sincere heartfelt.
Thank you very much, Shravnan sir.
Thank you, sir.
It was a
Thank you,
Thank you
sir.
all. Thank you, madam. Thank you
great.
all.
Thank you all. Shravnan sir,
Yes, madam.
I have a request to make. My certificates have not been generated.
Oh, today also.
Presentation ones.
Oh, presentation, ma'am. I'll get you, ma'am. Presentation one, I'll get you, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. That's what.
I have to actually upload them.
Oh, right. I get that. Today, tonight, I'll be sharing.
Okay.
Malti ma'am.
That's not an issue.
Ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Meet you in the evening.
Malti ma'am.
Thank you.
Yes,
Sir,
ma'am.
ma'am has presented on 31st
Yes, ma'am.
and 31st.
Ma'am, she is online only, ma'am. Yes. Madam is online.
Yes, ma'am.
31st you have presented, no
I
ma'am?
will send you a list, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
Please send, ma'am. Already certificates are ready with Valli, madam. And if you send your mail ID.
I will send you a list.
Yes.
List. Yes, ma'am.
You tally with that and then send me.
Okay.
Oh, right, ma'am. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Agreed. Thank you, ma'am.
Valli, ma'am.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Should I send on WhatsApp or
WhatsApp is enough,
WhatsApp.
ma'am.
Yeah.
Can I send
WhatsApp.
it
Through WhatsApp. You can.
Okay, ma'am. I'll send you.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Yes.
My God, I'm losing my connection. Why? Overheated.
I would like to take this opportunity to thank all the people, those who are supporting us directly and indirectly for the smooth conduct of this international virtual seminar, as well as this faculty development program and even seminars in the morning, webinars in the morning, and it's all because of various people's support. It is actually a teamwork, and big salute to all the people, those who work behind us, and again directly and indirectly giving leads for speakers as well as presenters, then again technical support and moral support. These are all something amazing and fabulous. Really, a big salute to each and every one of uh, the people, as well as we need speakers for tomorrow, day after tomorrow, and till the next week. I am planning to take this um, present test. So whoever is interested can reach me and ping me on mm, my number, yeah, through WhatsApp.